Hey there, cowboy.
Hey there, cowboys. Curses of madness be upon you all. I am Euclidean Vision, the emotional support, here today with my third Echo Hero concept and my second support build, with an incredibly versatile off-healer who should feel reminiscent of Lucio, Symmetra and Sombra. Listen close, because this one gets a little complicated, and so I present to you, dear viewer, Mimic Echo, the Copy Queen. And luckily, her base stats are quite simple. A Mercy-esque hitbox, regular movement speed, and a 200 HP health pool split evenly into health and shields should happily suffice for this build. So now we get into our first set of complications, with Mimic Echo's passive, which rather cheekily echoes a few things we've seen before in the damage resistance emitter and the shield generator. Combining Lucio's multiple auras with Symmetra's old ultimate results in Echo's 2 auras, the simplest of which is the damage resistance aura, which gives 15% damage resistance at any time to anyone within range. That's simple. The shield generator is far less straightforward, however, only functioning when Echo herself has shield health, slowly building on allies by 15 shields a second while they're within the aura to a maximum of 75 extra shields, and decaying shortly following them leaving said aura. Also, it must be noted, while within the aura, the delay for this shield health recharging when it has taken damage is 5 seconds as opposed to the usual 3 associated with innate shield health. Echo herself is also affected by both auras, but hers actually affect her more than allies in ways, gifting her up to 100 extra shields or giving 20% damage resistance. The reasons for this should become evident as we go, especially relating to Mimic Echo's alt fire and her E ability. And a final note I think is actually pretty important, neither aura will function until a match has started and you have left the spawn room. But for now, we have to quickly cover her shift ability, Reflex, which, as with Lucio, simply switches your current active aura, limited purely by the animation cast time and not by a cooldown. So thus far you have your 2 auras that you can switch between at will, one more useful for building up to a team fight, and one more useful once in the thick of one. And again then, like Lucio, we need some kind of surge to these auras, but we're going to apply it slightly differently with Echo's E ability, White Wind. And if you recognise the name from the legacy of Final Fantasy games, you'll have some kind of idea as to how this is going to work. The basis there is to heal your allies based on your own current HP. And we're going to apply that idea in 2 different ways to her 2 different auras. The shield generator will work most similarly to this, gifting allies the amount of shield health you currently have instantaneously, but at the cost of your own. This includes your innate shield health and the shield health from your shield generator. This will last for the 3 seconds it takes your own shields to start regenerating, and then will instantly dissipate. The damage resistance aura, however, works inversely to this, providing inversely scaling damage resistance based on your remaining shield health, gifting a maximum of 50% damage resistance when no shield health is left to everyone within range, Echo included, for 3 seconds. This has a relatively long cooldown of 15 seconds, as the effects could potentially be quite powerful, despite the added risk-reward nature of the technique, but this would have to be subject to testing in a real development environment. And a little side note, you could give each version of this burst its own name, such as Blue Blaze for shields, and something like Rising Sun for damage resistance. And so, if you thought things couldn't get any more complex, you're wrong, because now we move on to Mimic Echo's alt fire, which you'll find an attached video for, explaining every single interaction for this ability, because this is the Copy Queen's real signature ability, Echo Tech. Following a short targeted channel, similar to Sombra's hack, Echo copies an ability from either an enemy or an ally that she may then use at will. Enemies yield more powerful abilities than allies, and any ability stolen will put Echo Tech on its own relative cooldown once used. It must be noted that enemies are not locked out from their abilities, Echo just copies them, and that Echo Tech's channel can only be interrupted by stuns or breaking line of sight, not by taking damage. This is all again partly why Echo is a little bit tankier due to her passive auras, so that she can be able to poke out from cover long enough to steal an enemy's ability without getting utterly wiped out. As mentioned, the attached video will go very quickly through which abilities I think you should be able to copy and steal respectively from each hero, with some basic reasoning as to why. But so as not to get caught up, we can finally get to Mimic Echo's primary fire. Hey, finally! And while not that complex, it's definitely still a little weird. Mimic Echo's primary fire is called the Haunting Visage, otherwise known as the Face Gun. Echo gathers her hard-light face into a single target energy projectile that she then looses at her foes. Enemies hit by this face spawn 2 healing faces that travel back towards Echo in an expanding cone. This is Mimic Echo's only form of actual innate healing, damage, or self-healing. It also fires rather slowly and doesn't damage or heal for a huge amount, so you'll have to get good with the projectile timings and your own positioning in order to make the most out of this and your auras simultaneously. And holy shit, I just can't stop. Now for more ridiculous complexity with the final element, Mimic Echo's ultimate, Resonance Chamber. And Resonance Chamber is split into 2 parts, 2 separate channels of 5 seconds each. The first channel replicates any damage, healing, barriers or shielding put out or received by other allied sources while the sphere is active. The second channel of that 5 seconds is then the replication of all of that stuff. Let's break that down a little more sensibly. Damage, armor and shielding replicate the most naturally, replicating projectiles, perspective hit scan, melee strikes and beams in their respective physical and chronological positions relative to Echo as she channeled the first half of Resonance Chamber. And any shields or armor granted, like from Sound Barrier or Rally, will reoccur chronologically respective to when Echo triggered Resonance Chamber, but then will only be replicated within the set AoE of Resonance Chamber itself. And now for the 2 that are slightly different, all healing and barriers that connect with Resonance Chamber will be replicated cumulatively, however. With regards to barriers, it will turn all damaged barrier health into one single spherical barrier. So in this instance, Echo only replicates what is actually used, whereas with healing, all healing output, used or not, gifted or received, is accumulated into one large heal that is then spread out over the duration of Resonance Chamber. Again, to put this ultimate as simply as I can, copy everything your allies do around you, and then sort of do it again. So, if I haven't broken your minds by now, hopefully this has achieved my aim of creating a DPS enabling off healer, utilising some familiar mechanics in new and different ways, and theoretically proving most powerful and versatile in the hands of a player with a broad hero pool. Finally, as ever, a brief story note. This build of Echo I think is most likely to link to my Echoes of the Past theory, that revolves around memories and accessing the past in various different ways, and therefore her mind could be based in human memories, but you could also then take that sort of link to something super powerful like the Iris, if they too are an actual artificial being. Either way, you could very likely link this build of Echo to Vishkar as well, given the shield generator, etc. Given how she uses a lot of other people's ideas in various ways, I think she's more likely to be sort of an innocent and naive interpretation of the character we've met thus far, with huge potential for growth and a massive weight to carry on her shoulders. A little cheeky sort of thing, maybe she could be able to mimic other heroes' voice lines. Maybe there's a voice line that mimics other heroes' ultimates that you can use to throw enemies off in-game. That'd be super fun, I love that sort of idea, but it's something they haven't actually really played with before, so who knows. And so, that brings us to the end once again, my friends. Thank you so much for staying with me all this time. Remember to check out Mimic Echo's companion video, and check back soon for my next tank build, Wing Mother Echo, the Guardian Angel. Many thanks once again, my friends. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed what I've been doing here and you want to see more of it, because more of it's going to be coming. I've been Euclidean Vision, the emotional support. Always thankful for your time. Is it me or is there an echo in here? See you again soon, teammates. May the glorious light of Best Girl shine within you. Bye bye.